Good evening, Stat. Hang on a minute.
Hello.
Oh, it is you. I was worried for a minute there until you spoke. That's terrifying. We should
I scared myself looking in the mirror this evening.
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't seen much sun lately. Doctor's saying I need more vitamin K in my life.
Is that you just sitting at the drawing board and then naturally you change?
Yeah. Lost all my hair, my feathers. Unfortunate, but
sad.
Grew some sweet teeth.
Yeah, they're cool.
Great for opening cans and defending my home defense.
Home defense.
Yep.
Use them as a fence.
Of course, I have to go out like into the town and defend my home, usually in back alleys and stuff like that. But I mean, it's home defense. All right.
Yeah, I can see that. That's Van Helsing messaging in. We have people in the chat. We have Pete's here.
Oh shoot, he found me.
He says, evening Pete. The right place for Dracula in Istanbul, the extended director's cut. Yeah, not yet. I'm working on that one. The extended Wullie cut is what I'm doing. We'll get there at some point. And ahoy,
Wullie cut, huh?
Mr. McCartney.
Hey.
That's it. Yarg. Hi there, not my monkey, not my circus. Right, so unfortunately we don't have a classic like Dracula in Istanbul this evening.
Got one better.
I suppose we do, don't we? We got a proper classic.
This is Woolie's apology to me.
Yeah. Well, we're moving up in the world. We're moving up in the world when it comes to the. It does, Michael. After I said that, I thought that doesn't sound right. We are moving up in the world with the quality of our public domain feature films
for sure
over the next few months. I think. I uploaded this one a few days ago, so you can watch it just with us on the screen there. But I uploaded it so people could give it a watch anyway if they wanted to, and it's good just to watch in its entirety, without us blabbing.
A couple of jerks talking over it.
Exactly. So I managed to find a copy that was public domain, and YouTube didn't mind me uploading in full. So that was cool. So tonight we are going to be, it's on the label. We're going to be watching Nosferatu.
Mm-hmm. It's 100 proof.
Indeed. What was that joke that Mike Barron tweeted back to you today?
No Nosferatu or something like that?
Yeah, you know what? I didn't get it until I said it out loud. It was a pun on Nosferatu.
Right.
I was so dumb that it wasn't until afterwards I said I'll read it out loud and then I got it. It was it just says Nosferatu, but I can't remember now. Nosferatu, something like that. Yeah, it's probably from a movie that we've seen. To be honest with you, probably from a comedy or something. Right. So let's get this done. Let's. Here we go. Now we're going to watch this. I went for a copy that I thought was the closest to the original version, which was the color tinted one, because it was originally released with the scenes being color tinted. So that's the one to go for.
Sure.
So cross your fingers, guys. Get your popcorn ready.
Don't chew into the mic.
Yep. I've had my Mac's been serviced, and it's just as bad as it always was. So I might disappear halfway through the movie. Good. Just to let you know. But Statto will still be here.
I will. I won't leave you guys. Yeah, man.
Yeah. You don't need your whiz-bang CGI animated titles, do you?
This is so much scarier.
Yeah.
This is telling me that this is like old.
Yeah.
You're going to learn a lot from fonts, kid.
You can indeed. Ironically, tonight I've actually got sound playing for the silent movie.
Oh, like when you didn't for the last one?
Yeah, I know. I thought I did. Great. Yeah, that's
Dolby Digital. They had that back then? Hot dang.
Yeah. Really? Dolby Digital? I'm guessing this is not actually a public domain version. That's a bit low. We'll just gloss past that one. If YouTube don't mind, I don't mind.
Just keep on talking.
Squirrel. Yeah.
Goodness sake, don't stop talking.
I haven't watched this myself when I uploaded it, so you never know. Halfway through, it might just suddenly change to an episode of the Benny Hill Show. You never know.
Well, in that case, goodbye to everyone here. Thanks for watching. Yes, we have Nosferatu. We have Nosferatu today.
I've got
Death.
the Eureka Masters of Cinema Blu-ray, and all their title screens. It says reconstruction as best I can of the original German print. So all this stuff is in actual German. It's kind of odd. So you actually read the subtitles underneath while you're watching the movie with these coming up German.
Right. I've got the Kino print of this, and this is much fancier. The other one, Kino's just like black titles and.
Yeah, that's the same as I think this is not how the original was. Somebody's done.
Right. No, this is nicer.
Yeah, somebody's played around with this.
Never mind. It's not nicer. I've never learned to read cursive.
Yeah, that might as well be German for me right now.
Thought a lot about the beginning and the end, but nothing in between.
Yeah, Salem's Lot special. We might be able to do that, but we wouldn't show it. You'd have to kind of like just fire it up and watch it yourself with us. Yeah.
Like a riff track situation.
Yeah. It does. Say it out loud. This is this movie was made because they wanted to do an adaptation of Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
And they thought they would get away with it just by changing all the names of the characters and leaving some of them out.
If they added a few jokes nowadays and called it a parody, they could have gotten away with it.
Pretty much. But back then, Bram Stoker found out and she didn't let them off. Yeah.
Oh, she hunted them to the ends of the earth. She was like Liam Neeson.
Yeah, it never stopped. It's like,
we'll find you.
She thought they had them at one point. She thought they'd, she'd taken care of it all, and then she got an invitation from a local kind of film organization, film group to come and see a copy.
That must have made her furious.
Yeah, even more so, they retitled it Dracula.
See, isn't that typical? He thinks of her, and he brings her some flowers, and she's like, "Why'd you have to kill him?"
Yeah. Typical goth women. That's. Yeah, we could do that.
Definitely not my monkeys just saying talk about it. That's a lot easier.
Yeah.
We could certainly do something like that.
Nobody can escape his destiny.
Such a busy town too.
Yeah. Everybody in this film is freaky.
I mean, do you notice that like that establishing shot, there was nobody there either? Like this whole town was deserted.
Yeah.
Pervert right there. Promise you.
Yep. There he is.
This is the real estate agent Knock. That's what they called him this time around.
Indeed, isn't it? He's, pretty odd. He's reading something that's got actual kind of like occult insignias and writing on it.
This is children's gibberish, it looks like.
Yeah, but it probably is, but it's actually real because the producer of the movie was an occultist. So so it's quite authentic with that kind of stuff that's in the movie.
So really, that he's just sending Knock a bunch of occult crap and not any kind of a plan or anything, just like
pretty much.
But this guy about aliens.
Yeah, this guy obviously can read it.
Dude's a fan of the History Channel.
Yeah. Grau, there was two producers. The guy called Grau, he was the guy that was the occultist. He was a.
That was a cameo. That other guy in the I can't remember who it was. Was it Murnau but there was a cameo. That person that was with the maps. Oh no, that was Shrek. Without the makeup, looking over those maps with Harker there.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Fun fact, indeed.
You could earn a lot of money. Just get yourself up to 1,000 subscribers and
Exactly.
400 hours.
No
You can
problem.
have super sweet red super chats.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, the public domain movie's coming your way soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll look the other way. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of kind of strange people. It did indeed look like the Necronomicon. A lot of strange people involved in this, because you had Guy, the producer, who was an occultist. And then you had Max Schreck, who wasn't that strange, but everybody thought he was there was rumours that he was evil himself, or he even a bit of vampire himself.
This is where he's telling him, become a comic book artist, you'll make a lot of money.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah.
Your first con's in Transylvania. I love you there. So I haven't done anything yet.
Fun fact about that building, it still exists to this day, and you can visit it. Yeah. I do remember that.
I'm surprised it's not like condemned.
Because it looked condemned in 1922.
Yeah. Happy 100th anniversary, by the way.
Indeed, as we're really good with our timing this time. We managed to get this one slotted in for.
I think the official release date was like April or March.
Yeah, if we'd left it to then, something would have happened and we'd have missed it. So, yeah. So hopefully people will be Googling it.
Earlier on time, that's our motto.
Yes, that's it. And they'll find Wullie and Statto and Pete and Michael and Not My Monkeys talking about it.
Oh, she's tall. Or is she on a box?
Yeah,
I don't know. I wouldn't be that excited.
I don't know. She's very tall, isn't she?
I'm going to Twitter. Woo! Country of Thieves and Ghosts. And she knows not to do that because she's clearly from like Facebook. You can tell by the shawl.
Yeah. And that the doom-laden feeling of death that you get from her in every scene.
Sucks about that bag. Every shirt he's got is going to be super wrinkled. Just saying, he's going to look like an idiot wherever he goes. No, okay, never mind. She was on a box.
Yeah, she was on
a box. Or he is now.
He's wearing the first platform shoes to be worn in Germany. The Bauhaus platforms.
Oh yeah, those pimp shoes. I'd be sliding down those things every day.
I know you would, wouldn't you? There is a whiff of Hugh Laurie and drag about her, though. I got
you think? It's like Kids in the Hall or Monty Python.
Exactly.
We didn't have a girl, so we do not worry. Love telling people that before sending them to their death. Whoa. Just peace out. Kiss, bam, gone.
Yep.
Alpha male energy right there, I can tell you that much. Boy, he's just going to go walk through the yard.
That horse is never going to make it in real time, is it? It's like...
It's pretty amazing. Like, I mean, you know, over in America, we were doing, you know, a lot of shorts and stuff like that. That, you know, the fact that they got these things out with this kind of length at that time is impressive.
Yeah, and they kind of like had a, you know, they were trying to do things that they, or at least with Marnow anyway, FW Marnow, the things that had meaning and had weight to them, you know?
Yeah. I mean, never mind just a few years later, like Metropolis and how far they've come there and stuff, but like special effects wise.
Yeah. Shout out to Hyper Kaiju. That's no problem, mate. Hope you enjoy it. Would you catch up later?
That's okay, Hyper. We'll see you then. Oh. Well. How'd you like to be around back then?
I've often thought of that, and I've
Be
thought to
simpler.
myself, yeah, you think back and you think the people at that time would always look back and think, I'm glad I wasn't back, 20, 30 years ago, around back then. So no matter where you were, as long as you didn't know what it was like ahead of you, you'd be okay. Unless you were, a serf. But something like him, you'd be fine, that kind of job.
Sure.
Until the Black Plague gets
Right.
you, but
I mean, you'd die before you were 50, but
yeah.
After that, simple life.
I mean, that guy there is somebody who's lived to 80. Look at him. But at that time, he's about 30.
No, I think back then they dyed their hair white to give the appearance of looking older. Like, see how long I've lived? I'm like 60, but they're really only like 45.
Yeah, they've only got like 3 months to live.
Werewolves are roaming the forest.
Yeah, he finds that funny. Oh, there he is.
You give it. Come on now.
If we do have any kind of Nosferatu fans watching this, aren't in the chat that are watching later on, and you are interested in werewolves, there's a link down below to my webpage, and you can back the campaign. Also, Dark Werewolves of Bad Pots. There you go. That was smooth, wasn't it? That was smooth.
That's a werina.
I know, but
or a higher wolf.
That's not even that. That was a hyena, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that wasn't even a werewolf.
He's gonna be laughing hard. Look at how high that bed is.
You like the German? You might well be. We might see that guy.
Of course, I mean that's some beautiful storage under there.
I know that I've stayed in places that would have used that storage to put in another bed.
That's the homeowner and me looking at that, just going like, storage. Look at that. I was like these day for night shootings where it's like very obvious. It's daytime. The worst ones I'd seen were on Dan Curtis's Dracula with Jack Palance, where they just barely tinted it blue, and it really looked like daytime, but there was a slight blue tint to it. So
yeah, the 70s were really bad for doing them badly.
It was like a TV movie too, wasn't it?
That was, yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like just the book you want to have at your bedside when you're staying in a hotel.
Oh, heck yeah. It's just like watching like a Conjuring today. You read that stuff before you go to sleep, and that's how you get your scares.
Well, he's having none of it.
Come to think of it, that guy looks a lot like Yan. How old did he say he was?
Now that you mention it, yeah. We know it's not Yan though, because he would have been right into that book and he'd have had the whole thing read before morning.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's vampire killer Yan.
Yeah.
Well, this is shot in, I'm guessing, Germany. They just kind of found somewhere 20 minutes past where they're shooting to.
Yeah, I'm guessing so. Although they do have like really nice locations and shots in this, so.
It's a nice time capsule, if anything, just to look at that area, what it looked like back in 1922.
Yeah. He named himself after where he stayed, didn't he? Because he changed his name more now. I mean, do we check? See what was his? Frederick Wilhelm Plump was his real name. So
good change.
Good change. Totally good change. Don't think he got him with his father.
Sort of reminds me of Robin Hood Men in Tights with the witch latrine. Changed it in the 9th century. You changed it to latrine? Yeah, it used to be house. That's a good change. Good change.
Yeah. Plump. So yeah, he named himself after where he was staying when he moved to Marnow. So
kind of egotistical.
Hung about with all the arty folk.
That's what I do. I spike a book when I think it's hilarious. Dude looks like George Washington. I gotta admit though, the silent movies, I mean, we got just straight subtitles now, but at the time that was a heck of an idea. Just like switch the title cards out, and you could take it anywhere you want in the world. That was, I mean, they were thinking then for international.
Play some stagecoach music here, and you could have a wee western going on.
Oh, sorry.
John Wayne standing around the corner, his gun on his shoulder.
The first version of this I actually got was like a super cheap, like $2, £2 DVD of it was all black and white. There's some stuff cut out, no tints or anything like that. So I had no idea that this was tinted for the longest time.
Yeah.
But seeing that restored Blu-ray version, I was just like watching it again for the first time. There was like 17 minutes put back into the German version. I don't know if those are in this one or not.
It got cut to ribbons going by wherever it was sent around the world, and and then it was legally, it was supposed to be destroyed. Stoker's widow winning in court, but that wasn't the case, and so it's always been a case of trying to reconstitute it and make the original version from what's available.
Now, if of all the found lost movies that we've seen, like production stills and stuff too, including London After Midnight, I think London After Midnight would be a lot of hype. Looking at the story, looking at the remake, I think it wouldn't be as good as everybody said it, because Lon Chaney's got a lot of movies, and nobody talks about them, most of them. There are like a few that they really talk about, but I mean, like, he's got a lot of movies, and I think this one, aside from that makeup, would probably be like a run-of-the-mill. Now, this one, had it been lost, this is one of those ones that actually would live up to the hype, how good it was.
Yeah, well, this is the one that creates a lot of the vampire myth that's taken into movies.
I mean, if they were going on Dracula's original book, they could be out in the daytime. Sunlight didn't do anything but weaken them a little bit, but the crosses and stuff didn't do an incredible amount.
Yeah, no, but this is all coming from Nosferatu. These are the changes they made to make it look as if it wasn't Dracula, who it so obviously was Dracula.
Oh my gosh. And I'm trying to think of a version. The Gary Oldman one, you couldn't really tell. Because his head it was like this weird, that crazy like face covering thing, and the gauntlet and all that stuff looked pretty good. Yeah. You could definitely tell Bela Lugosi.
Definitely.
Christopher Lee, I believe you could tell with him too.
Yep. Yep. Whoa, there we go. It kind of is a wee bit of Benny Hill already, isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah. That's an interesting effect. I mean, it didn't age great, but it was cool nonetheless to see it.
It's kind of like everybody's seeing these things for the first time, so it's always difficult to put yourself in the shoes of people watching this for the first time.
Had you not read the book, that would be totally indecipherable, like, as to what the heck that was.
Yeah.
Passing through the blue flame. You get to live up there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe you should have read that book. So
what are your favorite? So when you look at this, what are the things that stick out to you the most when you, like, for example, like when I think Bela Lugosi, the first thing that I think is like Renfield. Any other movie, even Tom Waits, like Renfield, that laugh that he has, those big eyes and stuff, that sticks out to me the most. What is it in this movie that sticks out the most to you when you think about it?
It's more the static imagery, some of the shots, the way they're composed. Most of them happening later on, with Nosferatu. It's that more than anything, and also the fact that it really is beat for beat the first Dracula story, and you watch it and you're so aware that all the other movies they just copy this beat for beat. So it's almost like this has done the editing of the book, and they don't need to bother looking at the book to do the editing anymore. They just, if you're going to make a Dracula movie, watch this first. You'll get all the main beats you need.
I think that play cannibalized a lot.
Yeah.
That play changed a lot. The story itself a lot, because most things take a lot from the play.
The Bela Lugosi one, it's him on the stairway to me is like the iconic moment. You know,
for sure.
The Bela Lugosi one. This one doesn't give the Count that kind of introduction. It's more like the book. The way it's doing it here, it's introducing him a bit more, kind of like.
I'd argue when the door opens up and by itself and he creeps in, that's his moment.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
He's reading Nails of Dark.
Is there a particular book anyone would recommend on Nosferatu? I would recommend the Masters of Cinema Blu-ray. It's got stuff on it.
Documentaries and stuff.
Yeah, and also the guy that does the commentary on it, somebody's uploaded his commentary on YouTube. So if you search Nosferatu 1922 commentary, you'll get that.
Yeah.
I managed to get 10 minutes of that. I watched it at lunchtime today, and that was it.
It was good.
It seems like it's really good. I was planning on watching the whole thing, but I had to take a class, so
sure.
So I had to go to work. But yeah, so I'm not sure if it's the one that's on that Blu-ray or not, or if it's if it's one that was done specifically for DVD. But yeah, I would definitely say that the Masters of Cinema Blu-ray is one to get. It's really nice.
You know, that's one thing. Like my favorite part of Dracula and all of the adaptations is the beginning part with whoever his guest is. I mean, you look at the Francis Ford Coppola, that first part with Keanu Reeves and Gary Oldman, probably the best the movie was. Visually, there's some other really cool stuff in that movie, but I mean, like, then it, added the romantic angle and it went off the rails a little bit. This stuff's great. And then, they've never done the story of the Demeter. You know that? With the exception of, they tried on that BBC
they made a half decent kind of Agatha Christie episode with it, but
right,
but they've never really done that.
But in the original story, it was just the crew and him too. So I mean, they had to make a bunch of stuff up.
Yeah,
but that's the one part of the Dracula story that's never really been elaborated on. That'd be an interesting movie all by itself, just the voyage of the Demeter.
Indeed,
it'd be almost like Alien on a boat. And then at the end, you show the name of the boat, and everyone's like, "What? That was Dracula?"
Yep. Shocked.
I like how this guy's got 2 huge punctures in his neck, and he's like, "Hot dang, the mosquitoes here are crazy." I like that floor.
Yeah.
I feel like Jack Nicholson's going to wander in and say, "Nice place, lots of space."
Yeah. It does have that feel.
I wonder why Tim Burton never made a Dracula movie. He would have knocked it out of the park. Oh, wait, he tried with Dark Shadows. Never mind.
Yeah, well, I suppose he's more interested in something like Ed Wood. Is more kind of down his street.
I gotta watch that again. I mean, everybody keeps on raving about it, how great it was.
Yeah, I got to say, I liked Dark Shadows too. I liked his Dark Shadows.
I haven't actually watched that one. One of these days I'll give it a shot.
It was funny. It was goofy. I enjoyed it, and I don't have the love for the TV show. I tried to watch it, and
that makes the difference because when it came out, it bombed miserably. Everybody hated it, so I had no interest in seeing it. Like when there wasn't a single good thing said about it.
Yep, and I like the Dan Curtis movie, but it is bonkers, as we talked about it before. It's just mad. It's crazy. It's not a great piece of art. So having Tim Burton come along and do what he did, I was perfectly fine with that.
They didn't have the brides in this movie, did they? If I remember right.
No, I don't think they do.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Neil Marshall was going to make a movie about that. But they were like, nah. Yeah, he's just stuck in that empty castle all by himself in this. There's no reason he can't leave.
Yeah, that's because it's a cool looking castle. So Marnie's got to give us some nice shots like this.
Yeah. Some cool views though.
Yeah, he's well happy. Look at him.
Yeah.
God, it's lovely here. Why do you want to move? Yeah,
I'll find another girl. That was always one of the creepiest things. Like Jack, I mean, you'd certainly you'd think something was going on, and he's just like, hey, write me a couple of letters, date them for this date and this date. Yeah, just because our postal service is screwed up. So if you could just do that, I'd be suspicious right there.
Yeah, dodgy.
But that was always the best part of that beginning part, like the whole hostage situation and like how he doesn't know he's a captive yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably because it's the part that you can put yourself in the shoes of the Harker character in that.
He's that audience
yeah
vessel, yeah.
Whereas for the rest of the movie, he's far more distanced from the other characters. He's manipulating things, and it's a different it's a different approach. It works better, I think. It always works better in the book when you read it.
Yeah.
It's just finding a way to make that work on screen.
I feel like they kept Keanu Reeves in that position in the movie. Like he was always kind of the not that smart cipher for the audience.
Yeah. I should revisit that film. It's not a favorite of mine.
It's not. No, I've revisited it. It's not too bad. It's just they put all that extra stuff in, and it makes it a little tougher to watch.
Yeah.
But I mean, aside from, it's got Anthony Hopkins. The three gentlemen suitors are all well done in their roles, and I'd like to see a McDonald's that looks like that.
Yeah. I would imagine a Burger King would have tried something like that.
I'd be like taking that picture back. You keep mind your business. Mind your business.
He's like, I'm more of an ankle man.
You're not looking at her eyes or anything, pal? They're up there. I like how he says, like, I'm nice. How does he know where he lives, though? Did he tell him, or because
I can't read the cards like you. They're just
because he's all, I'm buying you a house right next to yours. I'm thinking like
that creepy knock guy has probably told him everything.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, because he's even creepier. It's quite good that though, because you would wonder why he didn't find Nosferatu just weird to look at. If it wasn't for the fact he worked for somebody that looks even weirder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. During the night, Nosferatu clutches his Bitcoin victim and sucks their blood.
Jeez.
Just takes it.
I was just looking here because I had something that I pulled up earlier on that was in the 14 times, I think, back in the day. And it was now mentioned that Abin Grau, the producer, was an occultist. He was a member of the Fraternus Saturni, the Brotherhood of Saturn. There you go.
These are people that liked it and they put a ring on it.
Yeah, indeed.
That looks cardboard. Not gonna lie.
Seemingly, Alistair Crowley. Oh, yeah, that's cool. That's what I mean about these cool images.
Yeah, it might be my favorite version of Dracula because it doesn't have the romantic angle. He's a rat. He's a monster. He's disgusting in every sense, and he doesn't care.
He is the plague.
Christopher Lee was pretty good too, though. I mean, all of them were. I like all of them except.
Yeah, Christopher Lee it wasn't romantic. It was just sexual with Christopher Lee. It was just still that. Yeah, animalistic.
Power dynamic, yeah. I mean, even Clay's bang in the BBC version wasn't bad. It's just everything else about it was.
Yeah, no, he was good. Just
the stuff he was given was terrible.
Yeah, first episode I was with it. Second episode I was still hanging on.
Half with it. Third episode it fell apart.
Yeah, the last episode just. The sad thing was I knew what they were trying to do. They just didn't do it.
It was almost like a Marvel book.
Yeah. It was a lot like Dracula AD 1972, but not as good.
Now, if I remember the Shadow of the Vampire with Willem Dafoe right, she was like a crazy drug addict, wasn't she, or something? If I
Oh, I'm not sure.
walking on those tiptoes must be cold. I look like Vincent Price almost.
Yeah, what's he? That's a hell of a pipe he's got there.
Yeah,
Half
dude.
pipe, half saxophone.
So you get the good stuff. German bongs, man. She picked a heck of a time to film her parapet challenge.
Whoa.
For YouTube. For TikTok.
That's these crazy TikTokers.
I always like to wonder, like, what the ratio of like real beards and mustaches to fake ones are in these movies.
In
the future, a third episode will be lost. Just imagine how great it could.
Yeah,
I don't think BBC's coming back to that series.
No, they're not. It's done and dusted.
Which makes it all the worse, because you'd think after all the times he said he tried to kill himself drinking some vampire blood would have been on the.
You would think.
This is an interesting way to show a vampire attack before, which they did and they didn't. Cut a cake with that nose, man. I'm trying to remember if that psychic connection was in the books or not.
No, there's
I didn't think so.
There's, as far as that's kind of links when he actually gets to London, you know.
Yep.
But no.
Next thing you know, she's going to go outside and the Statue of Liberty is going to be there.
Yeah, there's just a sense of foreboding, you know.
Because I think if I remember right, they did that with the remake in '70s too, didn't they?
The groovy John Badham one, yeah. They tend to do that when they want to romanticize it, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. The Clive Kinski one still bores the crap out of me. This is head and shoulders above it.
I still like the Klaus Kinski one. I got to say,
you can have it.
Yeah, I just, yeah, I understand why it bores people, but it's
sit around and staring is what it should have been called. Nosferatu stare.
I think he'd be Klaus Kinski stares. They're worth watching.
Klaus Kinski is great. I liked a lot of stuff he's been in. That one I was so hyped to watch it. I was like, yeah, this is a remake. I remember watching it when I was a little kid, and he was scary. And then I'm sitting there staring at it, and staring at it, and staring at it.
It's a freaky art movie, is what it is.
It's true. It's true.
Nice use of that floor there, isn't it?
Be very careful not to step on a crack.
It's very, very true. Yeah.
This is where you get it done.
Yeah. It's specifically, I think Not My Monkey's referring to Miami, CSI Miami.
That's a cool shot.
That's a cool shot. That's been redone quite a few times.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Pete.
Yeah.
At least somebody's on my side in all this.
I'm going to see if I can't get it uploaded for a watch along. 8-hour extended director's cut.
Why you got to try to end this friendship?
Nosferatu in Venice, was that the one that was released in DVD's Vampire in Venice? I think it was. But I remember that being quite good.
I'd like to see this remade, but he has a jetpack. Look what I found. That's hilarious. Benny Hill, indeed. Kind of showing how fast and strong he is.
There you go.
He could have just got all of those out there in the first place like that.
Yeah. I like the way that some guys had to run up there and move that to put it in as well.
Right. Ellen. F your sheets.
That's the one. I think it was an old video rental on a Friday night.
There he goes.
That's the sort of thing that never really is going to work in real life, is it?
Right.
You just know that's not going to work.
I would have laughed if they would have pulled the camera back and he was still about 70 feet in the air.
Yeah, a good guy.
Or if he fell and his knees kind of like went through. His like bones went up to his ears almost. Like that's what you're looking at. Not my monkey says. Okay, I'm just gonna throw this one in there on a $6 million man special.
Well, I've been experimenting with things that I can get uploaded. So yeah, that's not out with the realms of possibility. Especially considering I've just bought the original pilot movie from German Amazon.
Oh, of course you did. Pete says there's a lot of stories about Kinski's very bad behavior during filming. No change there. So what was he, like an alcoholic?
That amongst other things. Yeah,
he
just was nuts. There's a good documentary that Werner Herzog made about his relationship with Kinski. I'll find the name of it and let you know what it is. But I've got it in a.
Once again, not on watch along necessarily. Again, that makes it always easier. I don't remember watching $6 Million Man very much.
I remember seeing the pilot for it on a Sunday afternoon. It was shown on a Sunday afternoon, and thinking this is amazing. This is best thing ever. They
used to have it on reruns with in the mornings with like Lou Ferrigno's Hulk, and of course I only had time for that.
I'm going to have a quick.
What is that? Method acting?
That's just perv acting, I think. Yeah, he was a bit strange, to say the least. Okay, Werner Herzog. Let's see. That's opera. No, we don't want opera.
There you go. He changed into rats.
Yeah.
Pretty smart, Nosferatu.
Yeah, and just let them do their thing.
That's super subtle, though, isn't it? Like, you really have to infer a lot. Yes. I wonder who has this print.
Yeah, I don't know. But like I say, I didn't. I just
it's not watermarked or anything.
Downloaded one, stuck it up, and YouTube went sorted. And I went, good. That's about this one. I made sure it was a tinted one because I figured it would be close to it. I noticed somebody's done some digital recreation on it, where there's a version of it that's kind of smooth and it's colorized, which is really odd. But they have managed to get rid of lots of the scratches and so on.
Yeah, it's a nice print. It's a really nice print.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not quite up there with like Kino and stuff, but it's pretty decent.
No, because the as far as I remember, the Eureka one that I've got as well, still got all the scratches and everything, but it's very sharp. It's nice.
Kino, they work with like 5 or 6 of the best prints they can find and piece them together like a puzzle for their movies. Take a little bit of column A, a little of column B.
The the movie is My Best Friend. It's a documentary about Klaus Kinski, made by Werner Herzog. So it's well worth a watch. And you can decide yourself when you're watching it what you want to take as true.
Yeah,
because Werner Herzog himself is prone to exaggeration.
It sounds a little pointed, like if you're making it about your best friend. It's like he was not really bad at all. All the women that are accusing him, it was all blown out of proportion. Now let us look at the waves.
So. Indeed.
We could talk him out of that every time he did it. We just walk in there and beat the heck out of him. I don't think that prisoner rights were the same back then. Oh,
it doesn't look like the even the way they treated up there. It's like
kind of think of Dracula dead and loving it. Someone give him an enema. It will make him feel accomplished. Not another one.
polyp with tentacles.
Weird stuff that they just decided to show that they're scientists.
I think I'm with you there, Pete, as well. Because Renfield is probably the scariest character in the book and in the movies because he's one of us going mad.
Yeah, he's like the exposition machine. They got to get some stuff out fast. It'll be all like, "Oh, Dracula's doing this."
Some early macro photography going on there.
Mm-hmm. Dracula gets in there and deals with him like the snitch he is.
That's up a bite that guy's nose off in a minute.
That'd be great. I haven't watched those in a long time. I got to get that out again.
Tell you what, I'm going to be hearing this organ music when I'm asleep at night. Dr. Snuggles.
Oh, I thought he was thinking of that one 90s movie, Dr. Giggles, for a second.
Oh, yeah, that is a nightmare.
With Larry Drake.
Yeah, Larry Drake. Ellie Law's finest.
It's so funny. He didn't want to be Robert Durant because it was too much of a contrast with this LA Law character, and then he goes and does Dr. Giggles.
Yeah, the paycheck for the amount of weeks' work must have been.
He would have made it a heck of a Dr. Octopus.
He would have, yeah. Good call. He would.
That's like Dr. Octopus in the flesh.
Yeah, him as Dr. Octopus in a Nicholas Hammond Spider-Man TV movie.
Nice.
That would work.
Just crosses on the beach there, huh?
Yep. That was just somebody getting shot in the other room.
Your wife dealing with vampires coming in, no problem.
She is. Just, it's actually werewolves, silver bullets. She's
using. I have another one. How we deal with COVID in this house.
Yep, you're right. They were the whole, especially in the second one, you can see it, the German expressionism.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Tim Burton's all about this stuff in almost every movie he's done. Edward Scissorhands is huge. And Beetlejuice. Holy crap, Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and you look at the work that Tim Burton's done, especially the animated stuff, and you can see it all there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's a big expressionist fan.
Tried to upload that, and then got hit with so many claims that it was only viewable in one country, and the UK
What's
wasn't
that?
one of them. Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. So I
Oh,
don't know what's
really?
going on. Yeah. I think because people have used it, so many clips of it in videos and music videos and all kinds of things.
Oh yeah, those reaction videos get crazy. Like,
Yeah. So I need, because I was kind of wanting to put that up, maybe do a watch along with that sometime.
sure. Oh, this is the other big iconic thing you think. I think when I think Nosferatu, this
Yeah.
shot, him coming out of the hole. You'd think they'd tie him up,
You would think so. That's what I mean. It's like
strap him to the bed,
he's already attacked one guy, and they've just put some chains on him there. It's like,
put a muzzle on him.
no, well, he doesn't. I thought he had like handcuffs or something on there, like incredibly wide ones. I think it's just his cuffs.
Oh, he's just like a newspaper or something. Mm.
You're sitting and somebody comes in and the cinnamon walks in front of you. Who is it? It's Charlie's London.
Charlie,
Charlie.
guys.
Hello, hello.
We're just watching Yan get across the.
Yeah, yes. Statto decided that, and I had to agree. It was very much like Jan.
That's very interesting. So you're watching Nosferatu?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Interestingly, with this film, the actual film itself is not the thing that interests me.
Mhm.
What interests me with this is actually the time in which it was made and the era that it was made. You probably covered this, but you know, it's a German film.
What?
Oh no, we didn't realise that.
That's English.
Yeah, that might be English, but I'm pretty sure Nosferatu in itself was a German production.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And also it was made in 1922, so it was Germany is going through pretty much what is known as their golden era. Was some, a lot of historians debate if there hadn't have been if there hadn't have been the Wall Street crash and the death of Stresemann, the Nazis would have never taken control of Germany. So this was a period which actually saw an intense amount of cultural growth.
Well, they were depressed from the war and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of cultural. I can't see from the where we are. I can't actually see anyone in the chat.
What? Oh, there's all kinds of people and they're talking to you here.
Yeah, they are. Hi there, Keely. And I don't know why he's saying this, but yeah, don't worry. She can't ban you on that.
I don't ban anyone. In fact, I'm actually multitasking at the moment. I'm doing my dinner in the kitchen while I'm with you guys watching this.
You kind of banned him last time. I remember it happening.
I didn't. I didn't mean to do it.
By mistake. Yeah.
I have actually seen this film with a live orchestra at the Thailand Film Festival. So that was pretty cool.
Make sure you get that gas lit and don't blow up the house.
Oh, did you hear that?
I thought she was snapping and keeping time with the music.
No. I'm literally, like I said, I'm multitasking. I wanted to pop on because, this is I love this film, but I was also like, I still need to have my dinner because I'm doing a stream in an hour. So,
what's on the menu tonight? Dinosaur chicken nuggets?
Huh?
What's on the menu tonight? Dinosaur chicken nuggets?
I'm making pasta.
Okay.
Pasta.
Nothing massively exciting.
Good enough. Yeah. No, we've gone the gamut from talking about the occult and Benny Hill. So yeah, we've been all over the place with us.
Yep. Little fact here, little joke there.
I was going to say you're about what, 40 minutes in, I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, 50 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say you're not far. The other one that's amazing that I saw at Silent Film Festival was Joan of Arc. they actually played it in an old monastery, and the accompaniment was a proper church organ.
Wow.
That was pretty impressive.
The original premiere of this was in a zoo.
Was it?
In Germany? Yeah, they'd hired this big place. It was a big fancy kind of zoo, and they had Max Schreck came along and he gave a reading, and then they had like a dance troupe or whatever on stage, and people were in fancy dress. They came to see it. It was like they made a really big thing out of the original premiere.
Because if you think about,
it might just have been a dream I had, but I think that's true.
I
you
made
think
it
about
up.
this time in cinema, you have not long after this, you've got Metropolis, haven't you?
Yeah.
Is it 27 Metropolis?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, they came a long way in a short amount of time.
And then within like 6 years of Metropolis happening, the Germany was a police state. It's incredible when you think about it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
I seem to remember some story. I want to say I read it somewhere where they went to the director of Metropolis and they told him that it was Adolf's favorite movie, and that he should come to Germany and make some movies for him. And he was like, "Yeah, but Jewish." He's, "Oh, we decide who's Jewish and who isn't." So he got out of the country like that night.
Yeah, that's pretty. To be fair, that's pretty much true.
Yeah, I think that's right, because that was Fritz Lang, wasn't it?
Yep.
So, because most of his movies, when he moved over, even before, you can look at them as being pretty much against the fascists and everything that was happening in Germany at the time.
Mm-hmm.
This has got one of these things as well, where you're going to have your film historians looking at it and analysing it because of the visual look of Nosferatu.
Mm-hmm.
And you had the kind of the caricature, negative imagery of Jews as well in Germany. So you could tie that in there, but I don't actually think that is a thing in this movie, because I think it really is his look is going along with the kind of plague carrying kind of rats, but it is there if people want to analyse it that way.
I mean, what's more impressive about Nosferatu is it's one of the earlier examples of silent film where they play around with, as you can see here, the different colours of the black and white to represent different colour type, like different times of the day. So, for example, they would play with the blue tint for the idea that it was daytime. They would play with a very orangey sepia tone to make you think that it was nighttime, because they wanted the audience to have that sort of change in dynamics of what time of the day it was. And Nosferatu is very famous for doing that. Listen to me sounding like a nerd.
No, it's the most information that's been given out on this stream so far.
Yeah, we just sang the Benny Hill tune when he was putting the coffins on the back of the cart.
We'll talk a little bit, but no, that's good. That's good. Well, I mean, like later on, he did Faust, and at that point, the guy that played Mephistopheles was actually a Yahtzee supporter.
Yeah,
a hardcore one too. And then his career dried up and he disappeared. But
yeah, I don't think that is a thing in this movie, because for one thing, you had like Grau, the producer, who was an occultist and into all that kind of stuff. You had, Milner himself was gay, and you had like the guy what's his name? Klopp, is it? He's a Jewish actor, as well. So I don't think that was a thing with this film.
I doubt it.
But retrospectively, I think people with film historians looking at it, you pick up on that visual imagery, and you can read that into it.
It's an incredible film. Hang on, I'm very. How are you able to show it? I'm a bit confused.
Bribe the right people?
Yeah, it's magic. I got a hold of a copy that was designated public domain, uploaded it to my YouTube channel, and the YouTube said yes. So it's on my channel just for people to watch if they want, and we're watching it now. But as we're watching it ourselves now, we're thinking that, public domain can mean many things.
No, it's the reason I question that is because it's not so much of, Wullie, what are you doing? It's more of a warning to the wise that you do have to be very careful with these because public domain in one country is not always public domain in another. And it's like people have said to me, how come you can show Charlie Chaplin streams on films on your stream? Well, as long as it's before 1918 and it's a particular print, it's not in copyright. So you have to be very careful. It's like I can't show over here any of the Park Circus, the Criterion, or the BFI cuts. If I show them, forget it.
You can do the Keystone stuff.
I can do the Keystone stuff because it's not technically out of copyright, but it's to do with the fact that the, like I say, certain companies own certain bits. Like there's no definitive Chaplin collection because of that reason. There is, anything from 1918 is owned by the estate. Anything before that could be owned by various different people. But it is quite funny when I've shown something that's after 1918 and YouTube tells me I've got copyright claim. And then within 24 hours, it's gone because, like, someone from the Chaplin estate's gone, yeah, we contacted YouTube, it's gone now. I was like, yeah, thanks.
These silent movies are tricky in their own right because usually when somebody puts it out, they'll do a little bit of trimming in the movie, so it's their cut, and then they'll have like a version of their score, whether it's like a MIDI version or they re-record it with some instruments or whatever like that.
You've got the Giorgio Moroder Metropolis, that kind of thing.
And the great example of that from my point of view is this Shoulder Arms was filmed with 3 different cameras. There's actually a version out there that even though should be owned by the estate has no copyright. But how they get around that is they own it and it's locked in a vault. And what I know they're planning on doing with it is they want to combine. They haven't got not much. See, this is all because he thinks I banned him. Now he's got a vendetta against me.
Marsha.
Will be my reference. I'm sorry. What they want to do, but they haven't quite got the technological way of doing it yet, is they want to combine all 3 versions to make it 3D.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but they haven't quite got there yet. But they want to put it in a museum. So it's like an IMAX experience, and they want to do it so it's like submersive. So there's like trenches and stuff around you, and that's the latest I heard of it. And
We're
I think
William Castle route.
That would be pretty cool.
What do you think? Some dude just carrying a giant box around all night.
I know. So I've seen Stranger, to be honest with you.
I reckon he's probably got COVID. It's not the sneezing that's warning me; it's the coughing.
Wow.
This.
That's Foxy Larry. We just don't talk about him.
I am so proud of that one. I'm not gonna lie.
He's happy as well. Oh.
Look, see, I wouldn't let him in. He's coughing all the way to the front door.
Scurrying away like a crackhead.
So, Wullie, I think there's no one in the chat now. They're like, we're gone.
That's it.
Like, she's come along and she's like, made this joint a dive. We're off.
No, we're the same. This is like a small kind of grindhouse theatre, and there's got half a dozen people sitting in it. We're enjoying the chat.
This is Downton Abbey, the early years.
I don't know about down on their luck, Abby. It looks like it needs a good bit of repair.
Just a coat of paint or two.
What I like about this movie is it doesn't have all the artifice that you get in a lot of the German expressionist movies, and especially with the sets. It's a kind of natural quality about it.
Not like cardboard buildings that are like super right angled and stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's something that to talk about the Herzog version that they got right in that as well. They kind of did the same thing, but did it in a very naturalistic way.
Cheaper that way.
Yeah.
I think what I love about European cinema at this time, that America, it does do it with some of the really earlier stuff, but it doesn't by the time you're in the 20s, because so many of the big stars have got, very established theaters and studios their own. But it's that they film a lot on location. So, for example, that happened a lot in British cinema as well because the budgets weren't there. So, what's fantastic is, from a historian's point of view, you get to see the streets the way they were, the places the way they were, and you know, I'm sure you've heard of this one, Wullie, but Hitchcock's Blackmail. That's a great example of looking at London in the late teens, early 20s, because it is exactly how it was because it was filmed on location.
Yeah. And it's always quite jarring as well to see an old movie like that because you don't expect it to be that way. It takes on a completely different feel.
No, not at all.
As opposed to something like Hunchback of Notre Dame, which is like a ridiculously big movie and sound stages and stuff.
Indeed, yeah. To go back to what you were saying earlier, Statto, about the Lynn Chaney Senior films not having the same kind of cachet to them. I think, he was impressive, but he didn't have somebody like Marnow making the movies. So it's the overall vision that kind of makes them timeless.
He was usually the only thing people paid attention to in his movies.
Yeah. But like the later Marx Brothers films, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like after Day at the Races.
Yeah, we had to sit through a lot of not great stuff in order to get to the good stuff.
Oh, you could tell they didn't want to be there. They were working to pay off Chico's debt. Yeah, give me a good top hat too.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree. But don't you normally wear a wee deer stalker?
What?
Okay.
A deer stalker?
Goes with the wee cape that he's wearing, yeah.
I'll ask my antler and uncle for one of those. Why don't more people wear top hats nowadays? Is it steampunk that ruined it? Someone tell me.
Yeah, I think so. I think
it's had an effect. I think it's had an effect, yeah.
Because you can put all kinds of stuff in that top hat. Booze. Like, you could go to the theater and you put a top hat on. You can get your jujubes and your Raisinets in there. Who's to know?
Yeah. Half bottle of gin.
A small rodent of some sort.
Why would you want to put a small rodent of some sort?
Well, when you get to the part of the movie you've seen, you let the thing go in the theater and then just get your money back.
Yes, that you get.
Tough times. You got to save money where you can.
Yeah, I wonder where this print is from because I've done a good job of putting together all the letters and the books and everything for it. The copyright in this is really weird as well because it shouldn't exist. It was a movie that was supposed to be destroyed. So that in its own right kind of throws copyright out the window.
Yeah.
Because when they showed it, when the Bram Stoker's widow realised that it was still out there, one of the compromises that they put forward to her was, can we keep the film out there, but we actually make it officially Dracula, you know? So she would get something from having this Dracula movie out there. And she said, nope. So it had to be destroyed and it was to be no more. But then she got an invitation to the Film Society to go and see a version of Dracula. And it was this. And they'd already got a print with the title card of Dracula on it.
I'm trying to decide if that was like early Karen prototype or not. How justified would you say she was?
I'd say she was pretty justified.
Yeah, she probably lost a lot of revenue off of that because she was living off of those revenues.
It was only the Dracula that was bringing the money in.
Yeah.
Hey, wise guys.
Yeah, nobody cared about almost anything else that Bram Stoker did.
Most great authors only have like one great book in them anyway, don't they? So
yeah. The drummers are coming. I like that.
barely populated place.
Yeah, you don't see anybody here ever, except for the old lady in the window.
Yep, it's got nothing to do with the plot.
Traffic's got to be amazing. He had to open that window to tell him, don't open the window for anybody. Dracula's walking down the street thinking, who told him I was coming?
Oh, James, yeah, that's not the part you want to get to.
What, the life-saving drink?
Yeah. That poor lassie really should have been seeing a therapist after the first scene of this movie.
Wow.
That guy's just been, terrible husband, if you ask me.
Not the best. Not the best. Guys, I'm going to have to shoot because I've literally got to go and eat something because I've got a stream at 10 o'clock.
Sure.
So,
Sure. Thanks for dropping by.
Where are you going to be?
On my channel,
Okay.
I'm interviewing Gabe El
Okay.
his well, it was just a stream that felt like it was a good one to do. Like, we've both got this passion about being patriotic to essentially what is our immigrant homes.
Right.
And the idea of, talking about his new comic that's coming out and talking about where the inspiration for it comes from.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt like a really a really good stream. So we're going to do that 10 o'clock our time, so 5 o'clock EST. So yeah, and anyone in the chat that's watching, I don't want you coming over before you've seen the end of this film. You can always catch up with mine. You need to stay and watch this because this is one you don't want to miss. And to be fair, you two commentating it is probably one of the best things you could do. So
cheers.
It's about time somebody improved this thing.
Yeah. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you,
that's
Charlie.
right. And I will say, in the words of Nosferatu, thanks very much.
Oh, I thought you were just going to be silent.
Oh yeah, very true. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Charlie. Yeah, there's a first, somebody cooking their pasta during Nosferatu.
Oh, it was great to see Charlie.
Indeed.
Do you have a problem with like certain kinds of pasta? You a pasta bigot?
Not really. I don't think I've met a pasta that I didn't like.
You know what I mean? Like I love me some rotini or some penne, but screw the bow ties. I won't touch those bow ties.
No, they can work quite nicely. Yeah. The only problem is that you need a spoon to help with eating them.
Because I've met a few people like that where they like won't touch certain kinds of mac. It's the same stuff, literally the same stuff in a different, but they won't do it. Nah, I don't like that. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well,
Those beds look comfortable though.
they do.
Big puffy. Don't we all?
Yeah. I had fish and chips tonight from the chip shop. Yeah.
Very nice. I'm thinking maybe pizza for me tonight.
Sounds good.
Taking the coward's way out.
All these people we don't see, they're all
it's the plague.
just dropping like flies.
Right.
It's quite good imagery though. It's like the fact that it is all empty and then there's the coffins there, and yeah.
Now I'm trying to think. Did they say like, is this his victims or is this just a plague that he brought with his presence?
I think it's just a plague he brought with his presence, but it could just as easily be his victims. But he's fairly get around if that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't keen on the pastor and Poltergeist 2. Oh, we talking about the evil one? I'd like to talk to your daughter.
Yeah. He's creepy.
Oh yeah.
That's an uncomfortable film to watch.
That's a show to do, the trilogy. We haven't talked about the Poltergeist trilogy yet.
No, we haven't. Did they not make any straight to video 4s and 5s for that?
No, it because of that tragic ending or passing of the little girl at 12 years old, they cut it after that, and third one was a financial flop anyways.
Right. I don't remember the third one at all.
Yeah.
I must have watched it on video or something, but I do not remember.
They went to Chicago instead of being in the suburbs and stuff.
Get some kind of tax cuts filming in Chicago or something.
I think they wanted to just get it out of the same locations and stuff, if I remember right. See, now he's warning them about the drummers that are coming.
Yep.
How about that hat? Oh. Throwing pennies at him. That'll get him. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll add that to our list then. Just under the Howling. We need to get the Howlings done first.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about those.
Now they've forked out some money for the extras. Yep.
I wonder if any of that's still standing.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know. There's bound to be something online that shows you the locations.
Because, I mean, they built those to last back then.
As a heads up for anybody, if you get Shudder.
I don't have Shudder, but it's really cheap. It's not very expensive. It's like $4 a month or something crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to get it once Tales of Dark's out the door.
Yeah.
Which will be done. It'll be at the door at the end of the month. It's nearly there, guys.
I can't wait.
And then I'm just going to spend like a couple of months just watching TV.
Well done.
Catching up in movies and reading books.
Yeah. That's a great hiding
office
spot.
off to the printers, and it's just more than double the size it was meant to be.
Oh.
I guess can't stop myself.
Not very bright crowd, are they?
No, really, they're not even. Yeah, that's.
There's no way he would have gone into the brush.
He's a
brush that isn't even a foot tall.
Tatty Bogle, man. There he is.
Get him. Scarecrow bigots. That wasn't supposed to be the guy, was it? No.
There you go. That's the other kind of iconic.
That's a great shot. Her Raggedy Ann hair. Is that a film or a series? I thought it was a series.
No, I think it's a film.
Oh, okay. Okay, good luck, Pete. I don't know how it's going to treat you. It was made in the 2022.
Yeah, recommendations. If you haven't already seen it, is The Haunting of Hill House. Get that watched. It's brilliant.
Did you ever watch Blood Red Sky?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, I need to do that. Yeah, I need to do that. You mentioned that, and I've still not got it watched. I need to do that.
Doing it out of spite now.
No, I will get it watched.
Just kidding.
I'll get it watched. I've got so much. I keep buying books, keep turning up that I've pre-ordered like 6 months ago.
I probably got 200 books in my backlog that I haven't read.
I got a box came yesterday, was delivered.
I'm starting to think I just like the idea of having it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But I got a box delivered yesterday. I'm looking at it. It's a small box. And I'm like, what is this? It's not a book. I opened it up and it was a collection of Space 1999 movies that I must have pre-ordered 3 or 4 months ago. So I've got them sitting there to watch now as well.
Oh, see, Not My Monkeys watched the German version with subs, which, if he's talking about Blood Red Sky, it was a German movie.
Yeah, that's definitely one that I'm going to watch. I'll have a look for it. Yeah.
Heck of a like roller coaster. I would have let her fall.
Cool.
Could throw my back out.
No, that's a cider, isn't it? She's.
Oh, I was going to say, is that a brand of beer?
Yeah. I think is that Boomer? If it was Boomer, then it's a cider.
I need a drink. Or she was calling him a boomer.
Boomer. That's why he's running. He's angry now, isn't he? He's like
Hey,
his wife
speak
on
to me.
Facebook and TikTok.
Okay, boomer. Oh, drops her. Do you like those style windows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like them because you can sit on them with one leg up reading a book and looking all arty, you know, when it's a nice summer's day.
Yeah, with the turtleneck on.
Yeah, and then fall asleep and fall out.
Yeah.
Or you can get one of those hipster sort of like record players and put it on there, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And play your Mike Oldfield just to annoy people.
Hashtag just chilling. Oh man, we're coming up on the end here, aren't we?
We are indeed.
Because this thing ends like super abruptly. It's kind of like a werewolf movie. I always love that, how it's just like werewolf gets shot, end credits. Cop in a field, what the heck?
Or the end of every kung fu movie made from 1969 to 1979.
Once he's successfully fought his brother, it's over.
Yeah, I watched one that stopped with a freeze frame the other night. I was watching it, and then it had a bit of text that came up to tell you what happened in the rest of the fight.
Oh, speaking of which, did you hear? And this is a little bit of a tangent. Did you hear what the Chinese censors did to Fight Club?
Yeah.
There's a black screen that comes up and it says the police figured everything out and arrested all parties. Changed the ending completely. It made me laugh.
Dope.
Police no-sold Tyler Durden. He wasn't anything special. He just realized he got dosed.
Yeah.
Psychedelic right now. Mama's
hanging about too long, mate.
Danny DeVito knows.
Indeed. But interesting to know what's missing as well, because there's bound to be stuff that they've not got that was in the original cut.
I was going to say, this is probably something else they figured, like, oh, we'll be fine because we're totally changing the ending.
Yeah.
That just makes it like straight ripping it off for your own story. Great shot. Very direct. If he were smart, he would have just drawn those curtains.
Yeah.
Didn't have to be like this. Get on your knees and crawl past the window, maybe.
Turn into some rats, run into the shadows.
Get under the bed.
Yeah.
I
know. There he goes.
Just had to go out like a punk. Trying to get that high five that never came. Yeah, that was cool. He realizes he backed the losing side.
Yeah.
Wrong side of history.
Yeah.
I like how they just tied him up like every piece of rope they got in the house.
Which they should have done about an hour ago.
Right. She wakes up with a bad back from sleeping. You know, I identify with that more every year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't see how I could, as a kid, slept on rocks and woke up perfectly fine. And now it's like, there's nothing that'll help.
No. And yeah, you're right.
Absolutely.
Lots of it all starts here. It's probably the most interesting thing about it is seeing it.
Well, it's just like the Wolfman. Like how many things got invented with the Wolfman from Universal for werewolves. Like half that stuff didn't exist before that movie.
Yeah.
It's the same thing here.
That's the happiest she's been in this whole movie.
Mm. He's looking at the audience like,
yeah,
get out of here. And now that's a
Sure.
tourist attraction. Well, there was.
It is. Yeah. Nosferatu.
But we turned it into a Yesferatu.
Oh, yeah. Well done. That was good fun. I mean, honestly, it wasn't Dracula in Istanbul, but what is?
You're going to get an awkward look for that.
That's something like that. Oh, this is like a whole new level.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, animated eyes.
Frames.
Well, there's no stopping you now, man.
Nope, just like that Queen song.
Right. Yeah, that was Nosferatu. Thanks for sticking with us, guys, and watching that and just having a chat.
Talking while the movie was on.
Yep. Charlie's got a stream in half an hour. Anybody wants to dive on there?
Yep.
She's going to have indigestion though. She's going to be gulping down that pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
New
good.
challenge.
Yeah. So what are we up to? Let's have a look. I'm looking at my channel. You see, what are we up to? I just see it's like I get followers, subscribers, and then I lose as many as I get. It's really annoying. Yeah, I think Ashen's got it right about the way YouTube's working and things. It's not working for the likes of
you
us
got
at all.
more than I do.
Let's have a look. Yeah. Okay. Where is that? Oh, I've not freed it up yet. Okay.
See, now that's what Charlie should have said.
What's that?
Pasta la vista.
Pasta la vista. Right, hang on a minute. I'm going to go public with this is the next. It may not be the next episode, but this is the next watch along that we're doing. I'm just setting it up right now, so I can share it with you guys. Getting there.
Oh, let's just tell them it's Phantom of the Opera.
It's Phantom of the Opera. No, it's not. I shall now share. I've got it sorted. No.
How big is the mouse you're using? Because it sounds enormous.
It's my new microphone. More than it's the same mouse.
Mark,
is it really?
He uses an actual mouse.
Is it really, really loud?
I hear quick. It's pretty great.
Yeah, it's because I've got this fantastic new microphone and it's picking up everything. Yeah.
You could cut the tension with it. We're watching Vincent Price's Head.
Yep, in The House on
Price
Haunted
is
Hill.
Right. Oh yeah, the House on Haunted Hill. Sure.
Yeah. I was trying to get the title screen to come up, but I was just taking too long, so I just put that up. Yeah, so that our next watch along is actually a really good film. Is The House on Haunted Hill.
Not to be confused with the remake from the early 2000s.
Mighty Mouse. No, which was quite good fun, I thought. You got the tension with a shovel. But yeah, so that's it. We won't be streaming over the next couple of weeks because I'm locking myself away to finish Elsa Dark off and get it off to print.
Yeah, he told me no matter what, don't open the door.
Yeah, pretty much. No matter what noises you hear, even if I beg to be let out, keep the door locked, and I'll get it all done. And but there might be another Rambo supercut that comes up next week or the week after, and then we'll be back, and then we might not be watching Vincent Price that week, but at some point in the near future, we're going to have another watch along with Vincent Price, which should be good fun. And I'll think about other things too, and things that have been mentioned tonight, because I have been thinking about maybe 70s and 80s TV stuff too, the kind of cult stuff that Not My Monkeys mentioned there with the $6 Million Man. We might be touching on even Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, as played by Nicholas Hammond.
Oh, I remember those TV movies.
Oh, they were great. Saw the first one in the cinema.
Oh yeah,
so
I remember that.
Got a theatrical release over here.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading books off the internet. I know.
That's the problem. He's still got access to those online shops in there.
I know. That's,
and German Blu-rays, exactly.
Oh, I can't stop myself. Oh, I bought The Evil That Men Do from Germany, the Charles Bronson film.
Well, yeah.
It's called The Liquidator in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that in Blu-ray. That's turned up as well. That's a really trashy latter day Charles Bronson film that's badly cut everywhere, especially in the UK. So this is seemingly the full uncut version. So I've bought that, and it was Sleazy Glory. So that's another one that I'll put aside on my list of things to watch. But I'll watch it after Vampires on a Plane.
Perfect.
Yep.
Not to be confused with Snakes on the Plane.
Double bill with Cactus Jack. I remember the trailer for that on the telly. I never saw that one in the cinema.
Cactus Jack, or are you talking not? Oh no, I was gonna say not the villain.
Yeah, Cactus Jack.
They call it Cactus Jack over there. With Schwarzenegger and that one?
Yeah. Oh, what's his name?
That's a classic movie. Kirk Douglas and Margaret.
Yep.
That's a great movie.
That was a double bill.
I haven't seen that in forever. It's a hilarious movie.
Was that the prison movie that he's made? Because he's made a kind of prison movie. He doesn't return my calls. I'm trying my hardest.
Sorry, man. You didn't even get third place. Otherwise, you would have scored the bronzy medal.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We got Sam on.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
Yeah. So, Robert Bronzy. Surprisingly entertaining, that Death Kiss. I've got to say. It was Hal Needham. Well, there's a whole subgenre of films that we could dive into.
That last 10 minutes was like literally a live action Looney Tunes. They even played the song. Yeah. Oh, that was with
13 or something.
Oh, what's his face? Playing the Indian chief. And he didn't change anything. What's this from Hollywood Squares, was it? Yeah, Paul Lind.
Paul Lind, yeah.
You get back over here. You belong. Prickly Jack. Cactus Jack.
It's,
yep. Many Thorn Jack.
a strange movie for everybody that was in it, apart from Paul Lind, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah, he knew what he was doing.
This was after Hal Needham made Megaforce, wasn't it?
I gotta imagine that Kirk Douglas, after all those westerns he did, was having a great time.
Yeah, because it was about the same time he did that. After that, he did Tough Guys, didn't he, with Burt Lancaster?
Had to have been after the War Wagon too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely after that.
Mm-hmm. I suppose he was older.
Yeah, because Hal Needham, the villain.
Yeah, I didn't know it was called Cactus Jack over there. I suppose what is the villain, like a bad title?
Yep. I don't know. Sometimes they just change the titles.
Yeah.
Cactus Jack's better, I think. Yeah.
Oh, do you? Well,
yeah.
Kind.
Yeah, especially because it's such a weird movie.
Got to say, one of my favorite lines from that is when he's pretending to be this preacher, and he's all yelling at Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's like, "No drinking, no swearing, no dirty jokes." He's like, "No, I don't do any of that stuff."
Monkey's having a stroke. Yeah. Indeed, so they did. Like all shows and sci-fi shows eventually had like a space vampire episode of some kind.
Oh, sure. Vampires in space.
Yeah, I've got this set of Space 1999 movies that I've got. What it did was they made 4 movies where they take episodes and they splice them together, for theatrical release and then for release on cable. And But they also did something I didn't know. It's got this on it. They did a version of the movie where they took 3 episodes and they made it into a feature film and released it.
Oh yeah.
In Italy with an Italian soundtracks, Italian actors dubbing them, and a score by Ennio Morricone.
Oh wow.
And it was released months before the TV show was actually premiered. So that it was the very first version of Space 99 ever seen anywhere was this movie that was put together just for release in Italy. So it's in this box set, so I'm really interested to see that. It's going to have like Martin Landau and everybody talking Italian and some weird Ennio Morricone space movie, so it should be fun.
I think the last thing that I remember them doing that here was the Star Wars Clone Wars series. They released the first hour and a half to theaters. And it felt a lot like Starship Troopers, like with the whole, like, would you like to know more? Because they had like this they didn't have a crawl or anything. They had like narrations, like, you know, Empire is going and blah, 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 and stuff. It felt really weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the time I was just like, oh, they're just doing an animated movie for that. I didn't know it was going to be a series, but that's weird that they put the money out to do that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But it used to be a thing.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
They also released CDs with 3 songs on them, singles. God, I'm old.
It's good. Yeah. I've just arranging some vinyl the other day.
Oh man.
Looking through stuff and going, I forgot I had that. Yeah. That's that then. I think we should call it a night.
End the show before we
end the show before we, but who knows what they're going to talk about. Well, back in my day. You know, there was smoking in the cinema back in my day. The left-hand side was just allocated smoking
if that's
side.
Going to matter.
And the right-hand side was the allocated non-smoking side.
Yeah, that kills me now, that thinking, like, separate them.
Well, we would always sit in the middle because, you know, Dad don't smoke, so I would sit in the right-hand side in the middle.
Right.
Parents would sit in the left-hand side.
My goodness. That
was nuts. That's a good call, actually. We could put them all in together, a 70s sci-fi TV special. And we'll do a section, how to make Tomorrow People belts, because I'm pretty sure Blue Peter must have done that at some point. Oh, no, they wouldn't have. It was an ITV show, wasn't it? Yeah, Tomorrow People. Yeah. So, do you know, have you ever seen the Tomorrow People?
No.
It's like Doctor Who for kids, even though Doctor Who was for kids. But instead of like a Time Lord, it's a bunch of young teens who can travel through time using belts, time travel belts.
Kind of reminds me of the Forever People.
Yeah, it's not really though. If you watched it, you wouldn't.
Space hippie.
Yeah. No, just kind of like, no, you should check out on YouTube. Yeah, it's not quite that. But yes, maybe you should. Maybe we'll do that in the future. We'll have a look at the Tomorrow People. Anyway, that's us. Thanks very much for joining us there in the chats.
Thanks,
guys,
everybody.
And anybody that is watching out there that's not joining us in the chat, thanks for coming by and having a look at this. If you've lasted this long, you should subscribe and like, you know, because as wise guys would say, I should have said that at the beginning. But I don't care really. So that's that. Thank you, Statto, for joining me again tonight.
Thank you.
Going through Nosferatu, the vampire. And may not see you live for a couple of weeks, guys, but you can think of me as my hair grows out and I go crazy. Getting Elsa Dark finished. Okay. Be seeing you guys.
Good night, everybody.
You have seen this incident based on sworn testimony. Can you prove that it didn't happen? Perhaps on your way home, someone will pass you in the dark, and you will never know it, for they will be from outer space. Many scientists believe that another world is watching us this moment. We once laughed at the horseless carriage, the airplane, the telephone, the electric light, vitamins, radio, and even television. And now some of us laugh at outer space.